Hey everyone, we are on our last couple days of our Nordic folk art ornaments. We are on day 9 today, and today we are working on a polar bear. The pronunciation is always difficult for me, but I'll see if I can't play it for you. And today is a cloudy day, another cloudy day. Okay, let me see if I can find it here. Polar bear. Let's see if you can hear it here. Let's see. I'll put my mute off. Okay. Oops, I gotta do something. There we go. Okay. Can you hear this?
Isbjørn. Isbjørn.
Isbjørn. Isbjørn. I'll say it again.
Isbjørn. Isbjørn.
Isbjørn. Isbjørn. Polar bear. So I'm so excited to be working on this. You guys voted and we listened and we took your votes to heart. And one of the ones that won was the polar bear, and the other one was the Nordic horse, which will be tomorrow to finish off our series of 10 days of Nordic ornaments. I wanted to show you, I did get some of them painted. We'll take this off here. I did get some of them put on the wood and then all the ribbons put on. So I wanted to show you how they look, because we need to be very happy with what we've done. It's been a whirlwind of enjoyable time with you. So this is our first one, the penguin. And here's I haven't painted the beads yet, but just to kind of give you an idea what it looks like. And then we have the Christmas tree. That was day 2. Let's see if I can find, I think this was day 3, was the snowman. Probably bring this up even further so you guys can see even more of them all together, because we have a lot of ornaments. Okay, and then let's see what else we do. It was, oh, did we do the stocking? That was day 4, I believe. And then we did this guy, the reindeer, and the snowflake, and then the mittens, and the Santa Claus. And today we're going to work on the polar bear. So we have a great collection here. I'm so happy with them. They came out so nice. And I really appreciate you, all of you that have been with me every day as we've worked on this series together. It's been so fun. So I challenge you to get your ornaments done, get them glued, and take a little time to put on the gems and everything. There's still some that need gems, and I'm going to try to get some of that done. So tomorrow when I show you the ornaments, we should have them all finished and they'll have all their jewels and everything. And maybe I'll have the backs painted too. We'll see how it goes. So hello. Let's get on, see who's been commenting. We've got Verdi, hello from Western Oregon. Sharon, Vera, Souther, and Robin, and Valerie, and Lisa, and Cheryl. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to enjoy this time with you and being creative for Christmas. We had a crazy weekend. It was wonderful though. We had my family over Sunday and we went Christmas caroling. It was just so fun. And we played a game with each other, and we did like the white elephant gift exchange. We all just did like a $5 gift, and that was super fun. And we Christmas caroled to 3 different homes and even got some requests, which was crazy. And one of the gals that was listening to us sing, she said, "Boy, your booklets look pretty worn. You guys must have been doing this for a long time." And we started counting up the years, and it's like, I know at least 30 years. I know we've done Christmas caroling every year for at least 30 years. So pretty amazing. But we had a great time, and I was able to say hi to all my siblings and just enjoy some creative time with them. And I have a sister that is also an artist, and she has her stuff in the gallery in Paulsbo, Washington, where I was inspired to do a Nordic thing, because we were hanging out with each other at the Nordic festival. And like I said in some of my other videos, she does more like realistic type work, scenery, landscapes, and she does these beautiful crows. Oh, she's just amazing artist. And so I got her on, like, you can glue your watercolor paper to wood, Sky. You could do that. That'd be so cool. So she's going to see what she can do, and see if she can't try it, but excited for her. So I was able to talk to her and see her this weekend. And then yesterday we went to the town my other daughter lives in, or one of my daughters lives in, and we got to hang out with her and the baby, and I got some baby time in. It was great. So a wonderful day yesterday. It was a full day. We went shopping, and boy, we were tuckered out when we got home. My husband couldn't even handle doing the second store. Actually, we did 3 stores. We did Carter's, of course. We had to do Carter's. And then we did Hallmark. And then we did a thrift shop. And my husband tuckered out at the thrift shop. He's like, I'm done. Oh, it was great. Great fun. Visit with my daughter and the baby. It was wonderful. So we've had so much fun doing this and getting ready for Christmas. And I just wanted to thank you guys for being here. If you weren't here, there would be no reason for me to do this. So I really appreciate you being here and supporting me, and enjoying the art together for Christmas, and just kind of getting in the Christmas spirit together. I love that. So I want to thank you. And that pushes me, always pushes me, just your ideas and your, the things that you send my way. I really appreciate your little nudge to help me keep creating and doing what I do. Hello, Cindy from Georgia. She says, wishing all of you all, wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you, Kim. Merry Christmas to you too. And Geraldine, Merry Christmas to you, or Jerry. And Carol, hello from Connecticut. So yes, so tomorrow I'm going to take a little extra time, and we'll do some finishing of our last ornament. And so we might be on a little longer tomorrow, and I'm going to kind of show off each ornament that we've done, because it's kind of the culmination of all this hard work. I'm excited to take some more time with you today. Today's going to be a faster day. I've got something I got to do later on, so I'm going to try to be on and then off, and hopefully it will work out. Hello, Liz. How are you doing? Are you staying warm over there in Seattle? Hey, Carol Lee. Oh, thank you, Carol Lee. That is so appreciated. And Robin, thank you. Well, like I said, it's been fun for me too. So anyway, I'm going to put these aside, and we will get to them more tomorrow. And I hope you're having fun, even if you just join in with, doing one ornament, you just get something in. That would be fun. You don't have to do them all. If you don't have time, or it doesn't work out, you could just do 1 or 2. it's a good practice, and I hope you all are learning something about gluing watercolor paper to wood, and that you don't necessarily always have to use the ornaments that we provide. I mean, we have them there for your convenience, but you can use other things in your stash, and I encourage you to do that if you have stuff in your stash that needs to be used. So I'm going to get myself a piece of watercolor paper. Okay. And so you want your piece of watercolor paper, you want your tape, and you can get started on transferring your design. Okay. So you want to tape both the watercolor paper down and the piece that you're working on. You want to tape them both down. I'm going to do this kind of thing. Let's see here. I might have to move my, there we go. Move it a little bit, get guys situated here better. So, okay. It's not raining, Liz. That's a good thing, huh? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. It's cloudy out there, but it's not raining. That's good. So I got most of my Christmas shopping done, but there's one person is my daughter and her husband and my grandchildren. I haven't gotten anything to them yet. And I tried to, and then I realized they're not even in town. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably have to just tell them there'll be something at your house when you get back. Okay, so cut out your pattern. This is just the print from the color copy, the PDF that you can download from our website. It's $4. You get 2 designs. So this is just the print, and you just cut it out. And this is just kind of like a way to get it transferred fast and furious. So the other way is you can trace the design on tracing paper and then trace your design onto your surface. And that we do that a lot as decorative painters, but this is just kind of my way to make it fast. And I like to do this with you. So we all get started, do our homework together. And I had fun with this polar bear. I saw, like polar bears, their side view and the front view and the other side view and there's different side views. I finally just kind of decided to do this like front view and make him definitely more whimsical. So I hope you like him. Polar bear kind of represents winter, the frosty cold. Oops. Just getting this snowflake in on top of his head. With the Nordic style, I noticed that they do use snowflakes. I mean, it might be a modern Nordic style, but that's what I've noticed. And the colors, definitely the colors stand out. Their theme of colors. So I've been really enjoying that. It's a challenge for me to get my creative self going in a different direction. And I enjoy that. I enjoy being challenged a little bit. I said a little bit, right? Enjoy being challenged a little bit. Okay. I'm hoping that come the new year, I can be on YouTube on a regular basis. That's kind of my hope. So we'll see how it goes. But I'd like to be on at least once a week, sharing new designs and working on different challenges and things like that. Okay, getting these elements in. I'm just putting the flowers on the front paws. And then I'm going to work on the back paws here. I was going to put claws on the back paws, but it just looked too busy. And so I opted not to put them on. This guy is a little simpler than like the Santa Claus. The Santa Claus has a lot going on. This one is a little simpler. So my daughter was wanting some stockings, and she didn't want anything like that, like her permanent stocking. She just wanted something, Here we are a few days before Christmas. She just wanted something to get up. And so we went traipsing around. We looked in the thrift shop, and there were a lot of stockings that were like from the Dollar Tree, those kind of stockings. But she ran into some stockings that were matching, and they were so cute. They were simple, but they were really cute. So she found them, and I was just so happy for her. Something to dress up her home a little more. And then, yeah, of course, we went to Carter's and got a few outfits, a little tyke. He has his helmet on now, and it makes his head hot. And then that makes it so he's just always hot, like his body's hot. So she went back to the doctor and had them drill holes into the helmet so he'd have some air holes in the helmet. And she just really wanted some outfits that were lighter, not so heavy, so he wouldn't be hot. So that's what we did. That was fun. And then Hallmark, oh gosh, Hallmark. That's always such a fun store to go in. So I've been collecting those musical like snowmen that come out every year. And apparently, I don't know, I got in my head that they weren't doing those anymore. I had collected a few, and then I stopped collecting them because I just thought they weren't doing them. It turns out they were doing them all along, and I was missing out. I was so, oh my gosh. So I might have to go on eBay and find all the ones that I'm missing. But the one this year, it came out and it's already sold out and everything, so I didn't get that one. But it was snowmen around a campfire. How cute is that? So I missed out, but I'm gonna see if I can't find that one like on eBay. And then next year I asked them, I was like, okay, so when are they coming out? And so I will get a head start on the rush. And she said like sometime like August, September is when they start putting those out. So okay, this girl's gonna be out there with bells on, getting ready to get my snowman, my musical snowman. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I almost took it off, you guys. I almost did it. You need to put that round circle on. That is so important. Get that on. Because it's hard to get it in there later. Unless you trace your design, then you can do it. But I don't have time to trace designs onto tracing paper. All right. And then this little guy right here. When I was prepping all the other ornaments, I found that cutting that out is like not hard at all. You just got to make sure you use an X-Acto knife to do it, but it's not hard. And you don't have to be super exact about it, because if you can just get the ribbon threaded through, I'll show you what I'm talking about with one of them. So if you can get the ribbon threaded through there, then the ribbon just kind of takes care of it. You don't even have to sand in that area. I was trying to sand before, and I've found that you don't even have to sand that. You just get the ribbon in and you'll be okay. Okay, let's see here. So Robin says she'll paint them eventually, so long as I'm trying to paint something for my husband's oncologist. I am down to the wire. His treatment's tomorrow. Oh yeah, you got to get done. Oh, Carol Lee, she's so happy that her rooster got some votes. Yeah, we were talking about your rooster. Yeah, and it got votes. Someday, Carol Lee, someday. So Dale is just reminding everyone, if you click on the bell notification on YouTube, you'll get a little notice that I'm going to be on. So if you're wondering when I'm going to be on. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's why they always say click the bell and subscribe. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, this is a good time to do it while I'm reminding you. Subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Very happy about that. And click the bell so that you will know when I'm on. Right, did I miss anything? Yes, you can order the red and white ribbon, Carol Lee, if you want. Just let us know. Just send me an email. Okay. All right, let's get moving with the paint. I'm trying to get this heater so it will not make so much noise. But, all right. So if you're new to my channel, I'm Erica Joanne from Erica Joanne Art, and I love painting and penciling, and I do them together, paint and color pencil. They work beautifully together, I've found. And you get the best of both worlds because you can cover your surface with the paint really quickly. And then the pencil, you can do your shading and lining. And it just works wonderful together. So I show you how to do that. And we have all kinds of fun projects that we do together. I also have a website that has lots of good library of projects and teachers that are willing to teach you more like on a one-on-one basis or in a small setting. So where you can like get your questions answered and you can do the Zoom type of thing with them, or you can talk, you can see her face to face and talk in that way. So definitely, if you want to learn more, check out our teachers pages. They have offerings of classes that are coming up. Please check them out and take the time to take from all the teachers that are offering, because they all have a different teaching style and can bring different things to the art table that you might not have thought about. They even teach me. They bring ideas to me that are wonderful. So take a moment to see what they're offering. Okay, got to get my color sheet here so I know what I'm doing. All right, we're going to start with the Turner's yellow. So this is Josania's. I use Josania paint for my base colors. And you can use Josania both transparently and opaquely, which makes it really nice. It is, the paint is similar to a gouache, a watercolor gouache, but it is acrylic. And it doesn't have mediums in it, so it dries to a velvety finish, which is a perfect atmosphere for using pencils. And I'm also using the Josania line of brushes. And this is an oval wash. It's 1318 3/4 inch oval wash Sure Touch. And I love this for applying mediums, like your sealers and your varnishes work really good with this, or maybe washing in a large area. These are my go-to brushes. Number 3, Sure Touch Select Round. Love this brush for also adding washes. And then my liner brush, this is a 5/0 Sure Touch 4015 Select Mid Liner. This works great for getting in the tight spots. Okay, I'm going to water down my Turner's yellow to just a little bit, not as much as I do the other colors, because I want the Turner's yellow to be fairly opaque. So about like that. Okay, and we'll work on our yellow areas. There is a stripe right here. I'll pull you over here. There's a stripe. You want to wash in. These brushes, I've always said it, you paint as good as your brushes. So you want to make sure you have nice quality brushes. But at the same time, I don't want to overwhelm you. And if you want to get started, but maybe don't have the funds available to do all that, you just use what you have, get started, and then you can build your supplies. Before you know it, you'll have way too much stuff. Which all our painting friends can attest to. So just get started with what you have. Enjoy the creative process. And then you can always get the tools as you go along. Okay, there's just those few spots where we have the yellow. Now we'll work with our red, and I use the Naphthol Crimson, and I like to tone it down a little bit with Turner's yellow. So I still have yellow on my palette. I can just put a little bit of my Naphthol there, and we're going to mix those two together. It is a 2-to-1 mix of Turner's yellow, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of my Turner's yellow. 1, 2, so those are 2 parts. And then I'm going to get one part of my naphtha like that. And then I just do a little brush mix and it tones that red down a little bit. Then I'm going to add water so it's nice and liquidy, nice and transparent. You should get it to where you can kind of see through it. Okay. This light's not on. Did you feel like I should have it on, or I don't know if I should have it on or not?
Turn it on. Does it do anything different?
Yeah, it does make it a little brighter. We turned on another light for you guys. I think it is a little better. Okay, so we're going to work on this upper area of his scarf with this red. Now, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, my red is way too dark, before you, I should have said this earlier, but you can always use a piece of watercolor paper as your testing strip to just test the waters, find out what's going on with your paint before you go to your piece. If it is too dark, you can always add a little water to it right there on the paper, pat it up with a paper towel, and then start again. Okay, so I'm getting my red in there. This is the upper part of the scarf. Okay, and then we have another section of the scarf over here. We'll get that in. We'll get all our little red areas in. Okay, and then the end of the scarf. And this scarf I ended a little different than I normally do. I put a little, I cut the end of the scarf with I don't even know what you would call that. A different angle. Yep, that's what it is, a different angle. Okay. Okay, and then you'll want to go ahead and add the little petals to your red flowers. Work on each one separately. Use the tip of your brush. Okay. And then we have one over here. Little petals. Little red petals. Okay. It's starting to look cute, I think. So let's see if we have any more comments here. Oh, I got more comments. Hello, Courtney. Hello from Virginia. Going back and forth, just putting supper on the table. Nice, nice. Okay, then we have the red flowers here. So you want to just do the tip areas of these little tulip flowers, which are very present in Scandinavian art. Okay. And then our little red berries. I missed a few lines, I can tell. There's a few lines there. And when you're painting like this, just take a little time. Just slow down, take your time. We're not in a big, huge rush. We're enjoying the color and the process of putting the color down on the paper. Let the tip of the brush work for you. Alrighty. Okay. Hi, Michelle Bender. Yes, I will have these probably available etched eventually. Yeah, we'll see. I will have something available for you guys. I can't tell you exactly when it's going to happen, but eventually we'll have something available. Okay. Okay, we got our red done. Let's move to our green. How shall we? Again, this is another mix. We have a smaller palette with these colors we're using, and we kind of have to do some mixes to make it work. But it's so good to learn how to mix. You guys, don't be afraid of it. It's such a good thing because it will open up your world of color where you might not have a color, you can mix. And if you get the skill down, then it helps so much. And a lot of it is just playing around with the colors, right? Okay, just a little bit of pine green. We're going to create the light green mix, and that is pine green and Turner's yellow, which we already have on our palette. So it's 1 to 1. Okay, so there's my pine green and then my Turner's yellow, 1 to 1. Let's see if I can get a little more of that Turner's yellow. Okay. And then we want to water that down also to a wash. Okay. And we're going to do all our light green areas. So we have this big leaf right here at the top. Do both of those. And then you have the light green here, and the light green here, and we have a light green here. So 3 on this side also. Okay. And that's it. Simple. That's what's kind of nice. I mean, we're doing a simple design tonight, but like if you had a little more time, you could do like 3 at the same time, which is a fun way to do things. Sometimes when you work in multiples like that, you can get lots done faster. And Carolee says, this set of ornaments would be such a great Christmas gift. Can you imagine opening a box with 10 ornaments in it? A small bentwood box could be decorated to match the ornaments. Oh, that's such a cute idea. To hold the ornaments in, you could take one of the ornament designs and put it on the bentwood box. That would be so cool. It would be, yeah, you would want to save it forever. So Carol Lee's saying, given a request to Dale, please make a small ornament box for next year. So so this let's see, who was it? Marilyn's asking, does this mean horse or well, now I can't even remember how to say it. I'll play it again for you guys.
Isbjørn.
Isbjørn. Isbjørn means polar bear. And the other one is Hesk, which means horse. So, okay, here we go. Let's do the darker green. We just need to add a little brown earth to our pine green. So just a tiny bit of brown earth on our palette. And pine green. So there's my brown earth. We're going to do 1 part brown earth and 2 parts pine green. Mix those together and you'll have a darker green. You're going to water that down. It's kind of a sagey green. Water that down. It does need to be darker than your other green, so just test it on your testing strip before you go to your piece. We have a dark green here. Boy, this heater. I don't know if you can hear my heater, but it's annoying me. It's starting to annoy me. Okay. And this leaf here. And all the rest of the leaves on this side. I'm hoping tomorrow I can take some photos of all these ornaments that we've been working on and get those posted. I know some of you guys were wondering about that. You'd really like to have a photo of the finished product. So I'll probably post those for you. I'm not going to be able to send you individual emails, but what I'll do is maybe make a PDF that you can download, okay? I'll let you know in an email when they're out and ready. Okay. Our little dark. And if you need to like put another layer of green on there to make it dark enough, you can do that. And then we have a little green right here at the base of our little tulips. I think that's it. Okay. Okay, on to our blue. We'll use our colony blue, just plain colony blue, to create the light blue. And then we'll darken it with some mixes. So just pull that from your puddle and get it nice and light, like so, with some water. Test it on your testing strip. There. Oh, okay. Dale's he's answering Marilyn. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So he named it wrong because we were anyway, we were all confused. Yeah, Carolee, none of us like to transfer. We don't. Okay, I'm going to just have you go ahead and fill in all the scallops with this color, and then we'll go back with the darker blue over the dark ones. So just put the light blue in first on all of them. All these little blue scallops here. And then we have, we got to work around these, unfortunately, you guys. So yeah, it's a little tedious. So work around all the leaves like so. These little white leaves, we want to create the little leaves and leave them white, the background white. And we also have, go ahead and put this. I think we'll just go back over it with the dark in a little bit. We also have these guys up here on the snowflake. And I'm just going to work around the other side with the light blue first. And we'll go back and darken it with the dark blue. So when we were at the thrift shopping yesterday, we found a little toy that was a tugboat. And it would look like it was kind of like little tykes almost, but I don't think it was little tykes. But it looked like that style. And I have this thing about tugboats, and I don't know where it came from, but I love the look of tugboats. I don't know what it is, but whenever I see a tugboat, I'm just super happy. I want to take pictures of it. I have no idea where I got that from because it's not like I've been around. I don't know. It's so weird. But anyway, we found this. We found this tugboat at the thrift shop. So, of course, Grammy had to buy that. Okay. Okay, now let's make our dark blue. So we're just going to add a touch of brown earth to our paint. So just tip your brush into the brown earth. Just tip it in there and get a little bit on the brush and mix it in. And you got the dark blue when you do that. Okay. And then when you go try it on your testing strip, it should be darker than this blue. Okay. Now let's start underneath the scarf on the scallops. We're going to just darken a few of them. That one. That one. So you're just repeating a few of those little scallops with the dark blue. Let's repeat what our whole blue area on our tulips. And then we'll repeat the bottom section around our white leaves. It should be darker. Okay, and then let's just put in a little darker one right there in the middle of the snowflake. Carol Lee says she has been using a light box to transfer the pattern. It eliminates the graphite paper and smudges. That's a great idea. It goes right through your watercolor paper, Carol Lee. That's awesome. And Marilyn says, you do get better as you practice transferring. It's true. You do get better at it. It's just a really good skill to know, because I don't want you guys to be so tied into the etched pieces that you feel like you can't do anything that's not etched, right? You need to be able to do both. So Valerie asked me, why do I use brown instead of black? Black is a really harsh color, and I like the brown because it just softly darkens something. And for like the green, I did kind of want a sagey green, and the brown will do that. Okay, a little bit of black on your palette. And we're going to water down our black slightly. Let's see where it's right here. There's the black. Okay. Water that down, and then you can put in the nose. And the eyes. It's one thing about the polar bears, they have a big nose. It's a big, cute nose. Okay. Right, there's not a whole lot to this one. We should have some that are a little simpler, huh? Okay, let all that dry before moving forward. There is one symbol I don't quite understand. Maybe you guys could tell us. On the YouTube comments, there's like a crown and a number. And like, I just don't know what that means. I guess the crown means, okay, I'm looking up. Crown means top fan. And I'm not sure what the number is. Is the number like, oh, like, okay, so Carol Lee is a number 3 top fan. Carol Lee, you're number 3 top fan. Number 2 is Michelle Bender. I don't know who number 1 is. Maybe number 1. Oh, number 1 says Robin. That's awesome, you guys. Thank you. Okay. We're almost ready to start our color pencils. Thinking I'm going to bring this in a little closer so you can see it nice and sharp. Fun. Our first color will be the goldenrod, but I'm still waiting for everything to dry, so I'm not even going to do anything. But you can get your goldenrod ready when you're able.
Isbjørn.
Isbjørn. Did I say it right? Isbjørn. Polar bear.
Isbjørn.
Isbjørn. Cool, cool, cool. The number changes as you comment more. Okay, Robin. Cool. Hey, Verdi. He's going to be cute. He just has a little shading and lighting. So the project that we just worked on in our in our secret garden, it wasn't coming to me right away. In our secret garden group, or secret garden whimsy subscription, the last project we did was the tea time tweet, and I want to share it with you guys so you can see what our last project was. This is what we did in the group recently, and I still have yet to paint all this, but some of the ladies in the group have shown some excellent skills in painting their front, sides, and backs. One even put like a plaid type design and did all kinds of stenciling. It was so cute. So this is to go into our studio so that we can put our pencils in for display. But this is our project we just recently worked on. I'm looking forward to the last 3 projects with them. And then we're going to be starting our Little Mermaid here soon. The group opens in January. About January 15th, we'll open up the group for everyone to go in and start getting to know each other as we are preparing the boxes to go out. And then they'll get that first box with 3 projects. And then we'll do the 3 projects over a period of 3 months, and we'll get another box and we'll do another 3 projects in a period of 3 months. So it's a 6-month art subscription. Really fun. You guys, if you are even thinking about it, this is a time to join, because the doors will close here soon and we won't open them again because, you know, we have to get the supplies and everything. And once we need to be able to close the doors to make sure we have the right amount of supplies for everyone. But there's something special about this art subscription box that is really neat. And it's especially if you are concerned about the supplies, or don't have time to run around and get the supplies, or don't know where to get them, just know we got you covered that way. We send you brushes, we send you paint, we send you pencils, we send you surfaces, we send you mediums, we send you glue, we send you embellishments, rhinestones, jewels, twine, glitter, you name it. We send all that to you, and you'll get your patterns, their an e-pattern form, plus in addition to your e-pattern, you will get a special sheet that goes into your box that is it's a quick reference guide, and it will have the color photos of the project, like a quick reference to seeing what supplies you need for that project, and then some worksheet photos on that page. So that will be also included in your box. We got a lot of fun stuff in to explore and to do for this Little Mermaid whimsy. It's all based off the book, loosely based off the book by Hans Christian Andersen. And so we'll just kind of be going into that fairy tale with the Little Mermaid and things by the sea. So if you're interested, it is still open. Just go into our website at erikajoanne.com, ERIKAJOANNE.com, and look under memberships or subscribe, and you'll see where you can subscribe and be part of our group. So just wanted to give that little shout out for our art subscription box. It is coming up soon. If you want a Christmas present for yourself, this is a good one. I promise you, it's a good one. So I'll just kind of show you really quick while we're still watching this dry. Show you like what your box includes. Let's see here. So it is available to US and Canada. We have to charge an extra $75 for it to go to Canada. So that will take care of some of it costs us a little more, but we do this compromise with you and take on some of that expense. But it is available to US and Canada. You just have to contact us if you are from Canada to let us know that you would like to subscribe. You can subscribe digitally if you want, or you could subscribe for the physical box. If you're international, if you're out of the country, like in Italy, we do have a contact, Alessio Meggiato, who cuts our wood and our paper over in that side of the world, and he can get those supplies to you. If you're out of the country, we only do digital subscriptions for those out of the country. So this is inspired by The Little Mermaid. It's a 6-month creative voyage. Invites you to paint, dream, and create amidst shells, treasures, and tales by the sea. And with your subscription, you get an additional year of access. You get 2 mailed project boxes, and then 3 exclusive projects per box, which is six projects total. Lots of fun things you can just see. You can read it right here. All the fun things that we have in there. We do use Josanya and Prismacolor, and you'll see we got all that. So we have book chats. While we do our painting, we chat about The Little Mermaid, and it inspires us. So lots of fun using the book also. So the total value is over $400. Right now, it's $195. So it's a pretty good deal, you guys. You get all the videos, and you can be on with me during a live video similar to what we're doing right now. And these are the people that we're looking for. Do you dream of creating beautiful art but don't know where to start? You're in the right place. If you love surprises to arrive at your doorstep, you're in the right place. Enjoy guided projects that walk you through every step, you're in the right place. And if you want stress-free way to enjoy creativity, you're in the right place. Or if you enjoy a supportive circle of friends and crave magic, if you crave magical hands-on experiences that bring art to life, you're in the right place. So I encourage you to go check that out. It's a good deal. The doors are going to close soon for that. Okay, back to our polar bear. Let's get working with our yellow. This is called Goldenrod. Let's see if I can't get it to be nice and focused on my piece. There we go. Okay, you'll want a shade coming from this side of the yellow over. Okay, so I'm working with my dark value. I'm using a little more pressure there. That's my dark value. I'm going to go into my medium value, less pressure, circular motion. That just helps me go lighter. And then into my very light value. I want the light value just to fade into the background. Just a small amount of pressure. Okay. You're going to do that on this side too. More pressure here, dark value. Less pressure, medium value. And then go into your light value, which is like a feather touch. Let it fade. So Carolee says the light boxes you can get at Five Below store. If you have those stores, it was $5. That's awesome. That's wonderful. Michelle, I love the ocean too. I just do too. If I could put a tugboat in there, I would. But I don't know. That's not really Little Mermaid stuff, right? Oh, good, Carol. Lee, I would love to see your house. Oh my goodness. It's nautical and patriotic. How fun. Well, hi, Linda Ryan. She says, I didn't get home time to paint, but I'm watching Love This Polar Bear. Oh, I did too. He's turning out pretty cute. Okay, we're going to do the same right there. Just shade right up the side there. It's short little areas, so not a lot there. You notice I just broke my pencil and it's sitting there. I do not want that to stay there. I want to brush that off because I could inadvertently, I could take my hand and smear that pencil right across my paper and it would cause all kinds of problems. So I want to make sure and get that off. Use a duster brush to lightly brush away your pencil crumbs. Okay, now we have these yellow areas here. Go ahead and shade the bottom of the centers of these flowers. Remember, dark, medium, and light values. Just overlap and let them overlap and blend into each other. Okay, that's all you need for that. We have our red pencil, which is Poppy Red. Poppy Red. Make sure it's nice and sharp. Okay, we're going to work on the red areas of the scarf. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to shade darker on this end. And we always start with the darkest value. Okay, so I'm putting my dark value in here. And then I'm going to pull that color across my scarf, going into my medium value, and then my light value. Let that just fade into the scarf. And then I also have some right here. I want it darker right in this area. And then fade as I come out from there. Dark, medium, light. It's just a shorter area. Okay, and then we want to keep this area lighter up here, but we can deepen the color right in this area. Okay, so the darkest place is right in this corner. That's my dark value, medium value, and then up into my light value. And then we'll do the same over here. My darkest value is going to be at the bottom of this end of the ribbon or end of the scarf. We do have a prize to give away. Let's see, our last one was, let's see, Linda, Ryan, Robin, Richard, and Debbie first. You guys were our winners last episode, and we need to get another winner for today. So you get to, we did, let's see, Color pencils. Robin, you'll have to tell me what 2 color pencils you want. Linda Ryan's getting edge sanders. How about we give another duster brush away? So I'm going to write that down so don't forget it. So in a little bit, we'll go through the comments. But I have a question for you. This will help. Okay. What color scheme do you like to decorate your tree with? Reds and greens and gold, or like blue and pinks? So reds and greens. I'll just say reds and greens or blue and pink. What is your favorite color scheme for your Christmas tree? Okay, now I'm going to skip down to our flowers here. And I'm going to just fill in the bottom petals. Just fill them right in. Don't worry about shading. Those 3 bottom petals. And fill those in. And then let's just skip up and do 1 up here. Let's do 1 like so. Okay, we'll do that on the other one too. So the 3 bottom petals, just fill them in. And then skip up and do 1 kind of near the top. I see reds and greens. Oh, I see a blue and gold. And Geraldine says blue and white with a touch of gold. Michelle says silver and greens and white. Ooh, I would love to see that tree. Love it. This year, mine is a lot of red and white going on my tree. Red and white. And then some green. Touches of green. Robin says, I like bright multicolored lights, red strands of beads, and any color ornaments. Oh, red strands of, that's cool. The multicolored lights is so magical too. We just went by a house yesterday and they had this beautiful fence, a white fence around their house. And then they had strands of lights and they were multicolored and they like hung them perfectly. They did like, like a scallop on each fence panel. And the lights were just hung perfectly. They measured they must have measured like, okay, are they hanging 2 feet from the ground? They must have measured them all because they were like absolutely perfect, but they were all multicolored and it was really pretty. Liz says red and green. I like it. I want to see all your trees. You have to take pictures and send us a copy of your trees. I would love to see it. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and lightly trace around our big, oops, boy, that just broke. I'll go ahead and sharpen it again. Like not wanting to sharpen because I got something stuck in it. I loaned my sharpener to my niece. So I'm using my handheld right now. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. No. Is it breaking again? It did. Okay, I have to glue that in. Sometimes you have to do this. Take some super glue, take the cap off, and put a little super glue down into your pencil. Just a little drop is all you need. And then set your tip in and let it sit for just a second. Always put the cap back on or you're going to have troubles later. You won't use that glue again if you don't put the cap back on. Okay. Love it. Liz said red and green. Okay. I don't see any more comments. There we go. Oh, Carolee says it would be blue and red, white, but we have a mishmash of ornaments, but each special and for one reason or the other. Yes, our ornaments, like no one even knows, what ornaments are special to you, but they are, and they might be a silly little ornament, but it might mean the world to you, Maybe it was something that came from your grandparents' tree or, whatever. Okay, I'm just going to lightly line around all my green leaves, and I'll be a little lighter around the light leaves. Make sure you have a sharp pencil. You can put your little vein line in these bigger leaves. Okay, and then I've got some over here too. These are like little bows. Okay. And then you can put your stem in or your branch with your green on both sides. And then you have one here. Okay. Okay, and then let's go ahead and shade a little bit at the bottom of our light colored leaves. Just a touch at the bottom. Now this is my pencil, look how short it is. This is a good time to use an extender. And I don't know if I have one here. I had one sitting here somewhere. Here's one. Sometimes you just need a little extra room so you can hold it better. Excuse me. Okay, get it nice and tight. I will want to definitely shave or sharpen through that glue. You see where that glue is? Eventually I'm going to need to sharpen through that, but I'm going to keep going. Go ahead and get all your stems in. And I have one right here that I forgot to line in. Okay, and then you can kind of thicken the stems where they meet. And then let's go ahead and shade a little bit on our small tiny leaves, the light ones. Just at the points. I was thinking we might even want to shade the base of the dark leaves too. Get all those shaded. Okay. I do see a spot I want to try to erase, but if I can get it right there. Okay. Okay, I think that's good for our green. Now we'll move over to our light umber. Thank you, Michelle. Alrighty, let's go back up to the top. We're going to use the light umber to do some lining first, and then we'll go in and do some shading. So we want to do a nice line around, like an outline around everything, but we don't want it too dark. We want to skip our line along, let people use some of their imagination. And keep your line thin. I use different pressures, like when I'm coming to the inside of this curve, I'll use more pressure there. And then less pressure right up here on the top of the head, and more pressure when I come to the curve again. Skip that line along. And we got the mouth. I'm going to put more pressure right here on this side. Okay, let's also do our snowflake. You can just keep that consistent, a nice consistent line for the snowflake. And then let's shade the bottom of his nose. Add some shading there. The bottom is the darkest. That's where you start. Okay. We're going to let the light color of the background be the white of the polar bear. Might as well. Okay. Putting a light line around the scarf. Let's go ahead and line all the way around the scarf. Same thing, just use varying pressure. So you have a darker line and then a lighter line. And then go ahead and line between the stripes. I'm just going to play this again.
Isbjørn,
Isbjørn. It's like a long S. Isbjørn.
Isbjørn,
Isbjørn. Okay. All right, let's go in and do some shading. Well, we'll do the shading later. Let's just get the line work in. Okay, I'm going to add just little fringe lines here. Skipping my line along a little bit. And then let's move down. You don't need to line around the scallops as much. You could put a little bit in there, but ooh. Sometimes you'll get a pencil that's a little crumbly. That's could be the pencil's a little dried out. Okay. And this pencil, it needs an extender too. I'm down at the end. It isn't a bad thing to have multiple extenders. If you need, I just took the other pencil out though. Okay. Got the little claws. Okay. And then last but not least, his other foot. Line there. I do want to line around my berries and my flowers. So I'm going to go in there and do that too. So a little bit around my berries, mostly around the bottom of each berry. And then our little tulips here. And our flowers on his toes or his feet. A little bit around each petal. Okay. Got those. We need to put our X's in. Let's get those in. You want to use good pressure putting those in. Okay. And then let's lightly line around the blue on our snowflake. Okay. Okay, we'll do some shading to finish the pencil work done off. I feel like the lighting has gotten darker or something. I don't know. Okay, we'll go up and start in the ears. Just a little bit of shading coming in or out from the inside of the ears, like that. Just a touch. I'm using mostly a light value there. Okay, and then a little shading to the left of his nose. This is also a light value as it comes out. Let's bring some down from the eyebrow. Okay. And a little bit on this side of the mouth. Actually, I'm going to go both sides. A little bit on both sides of the mouth. Okay. And we want to put these, if you look at these legs here in the back, they look like they're flat with the front. So we want to make them move to the back. So these legs in the front can be in the foreground and they can be in the background. So in order to do that, we need to shade those legs. We're going to shade it right up against the scarf here and then going down next to the front legs. We're using a light value here. It's just a touch. And then bring it out and let it fade. Come around the foot. And down into the corner here. Okay, I'm going to darken some of that shading right up against the edge. So I'm using a little more pressure right up against the edge. Okay, that helps that leg go into the background. So we'll do the same on the other side. You're using just a delicate touch with your pencils. Lightly shading, keep your pencil sharp. As you work around that foot. And then away from the foot. There we go. I'm going to lighten up my shading right up here a little bit. I feel like I came out a little too far with it. Well, hello, Linda from New Hampshire. Welcome. Okay. Well, it's coming along. We're just going to keep working on those values and bringing our shading into it, and it will really help create some form. We do need to shade one side of, one of these legs. So I'm going to choose to shade this side because we're already shading the left side up here. So I'm going to bring that down here. We're going to go ahead and shade the left leg going from the middle out. Use your light value all the way down. Just use your light value. And then you can also deepen the color right up against the leg so that you end up with more of a medium value right up against the leg. But you can pull that light value out a little farther. Just let it fade into the background. And then a little darker up against the leg. You can go past the stem a little bit. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of shading on our toes. I think that will help. So on the left side of each toe, or let's see, the left of each toe. So we have this line here, and then we're going to shade away from that line. Let's do that on the next one. We got the line and then shade away from the line. Like that. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go in the other direction. So shading away to the right of that front toe, the middle toe to the right, and the last toe. He's cute. All right, a little bit of shading under the scallops here. Again, just your light value. Bring it down from the scallops a little bit. And I'm concentrating on the area between the scallops. Okay. Let's see. We want to repeat some shading on our scarf. So I'm just going to go back into the same areas that I shaded before with the red and deepen the color. You don't have to go out as far though. So just keep it concentrated where it was the darkest, right in that area. Repeat your shading. And then down here in this corner, we'll do a little more right there. A little here. Okay, let's do a little bit of shading. I'm going to put a line right in between my white leaves and then a little bit of shading down at the bottom with this same light umber pencil on both blues. So your light blue and your dark blue. We'll go in with paint and fix those leaves. They get kind of misshapen. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I don't think I need to do any shading on the flowers. I just really wanted to form that scarf a little better with some shading. But I think we can fix it all up with our paint, our last stages of painting. Oh, I guess one more thing I did want to do is I wanted to, well, let me see. First thing, let's put a little shading at the base of the fringe on the scarf. A little shading there. Okay. And then let's put some shading with red on the cheeks, that poppy red. We need a little cheek color. Just about forgot about that. So a little right in here, right under his eye and kind of around his eye, onto the cheek area. Just bring it down. Darkest against the scarf, and then let it fade as it comes up from there. On both sides too. Try to keep it light. It's just a touch of rouge to his cheeks. Darkest down in the corner, right in this area. Okay, that's fun. That really dresses him up a little bit. Okay, just make sure, one thing I wanted to say was just make sure this area right here is you have some darkness down here. And then you also have a nice dark line for his mouth. Get that good line in there. Okay. One more thing. You guys are probably like, one more thing. Oh, I wish I had, well, I don't have it. I wish I had a blue pencil with this, but I opted to not go that route. So I think I am going to put some shading right in here, just underneath the snowflake, right around the center, just a light touch of shading. Yeah, that kind of ties it together a little bit. Keep it light. Alrighty. I'm happy with it. It's got his shading all over. Was I off camera? I hope not. But if I was, this is what I just shaded and I kept it very light. So you want a little brown shaded right in here. You want the red on the cheeks. Okay, we are ready to put our faster and glaze medium over him. This is the Josanya Faster and Glaze Medium. It's amazing stuff. Let me grab my palette. It's nice to have a little bubble palette or a mediums dish to put your medium in. Just need a little bit, a few drops. And your nice soft 3/4 inch oval wash to apply your medium. Let's bring this up so you can see it better. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I love that. So Carol, who was that? Marilyn? Marilyn says, you could put some blue under him like he is sitting on ice. That's a great idea. I'm just not using the blue. I guess you could just do a little wash of blue underneath him, you guys, if you want to do that. That's a great idea. Oh, I probably would do it if I was using a blue pencil. I love that idea though. And I'm going back and forth, and that's like breaking my rules. So when you apply this, don't go back and forth and don't rework. Try to keep it one coat, and you're just applying no pressure, no pressure. You hold your brush over here to keep yourself from putting too much pressure, and then just apply your faster and glaze medium over your piece, and this will set your pencils and your paint so that you can be ready to move on to the next step. Yes, Carol. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to do the limited palette, and we do that in our subscription boxes too. Although you get a lot more pencils. So you get more pencils. You're going to get 12 pencils for sure. You might get probably 14. But yeah, it's kind of fun to use a limited palette. And then all the series match each other and they go together, right? They all kind of blend and work together. I love that, Jerry. She says, if you use a bottle cap or medicine bottle cap, you can throw away the cap when you're through with your mediums. It's a good idea. If you're throwing them away anyway, you might as well use them for something, right? Now we're going to do some dotting and a little bit of highlighting before we're done, but we don't have a whole lot left to do. He certainly turned out cute. I love him. He's so cute. His big old paws. So letting that dry. I am going to put some warm white in there for highlights. Pretty much warm white and carbon black is what I'm going to use. Let's start out with the warm white. And you'll want your liner brush. Just go ahead and pull some of that paint from your petal. Have a little bit of moisture. You can use flow medium if you have some flow medium to thin down your paint a little bit. You don't want it transparent though, just thin enough that it will flow better. And I'm going to put a little highlight on his nose. Of course he needs a highlight on his nose, right? There's something there. And then let's go in and fix these little leaves here. Just using the liner brush to help me, and I work on the tip. Try not to hold your breath. It is easy to do when you're concentrating. Okay. So I like to put a second coat there. Make sure it's nice and opaque. Okay, cute. I'm just fixing up some of my lines here. So I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight on some of these light blue scallops. Just a touch on those. And then a touch of highlight on the top here, this area right up here, next to the red on the, oops, I got a little too much there. Next to the red on the tulip. Just want a little touch there. And then a little touch on my light petals of my flower. And right in the yellow area also, little touch there, little highlights. And then let's go up and add some highlights to the tips of these little snowflake sections. That's really all you need. And the middle of our stripe here. I'm going to let it fade on both sides, but in the middle I want it opaque. Same with this stripe here. Let it fade on the sides. As you bring those highlights up the sides, let it fade, but more opaque in the center. Okay, and a little highlight tip on my green leaf here. Just a little bit there. Okay, let's add our black eyes, and then we can let those dry and then put a highlight dot in his eyes. Okay, so you need your black on your palette and a stylus. Just dip and dot. You want a little moisture in your stylus too, or on in your black. Making my eyes nice and dark. He's coming along. Okay. For the ends of my snowflake, I want to add some dots, but I'm going to do the colony blue. So you want a small end of your stylus or a small tip, and then your colony blue. And I'm going to put a dot here, just small little dots, okay? Be careful of your eyes. You don't want to smear them. I'm going to put a dot here. So I'm going to add a few. There. There. And then let's go out the other direction. Right here, right here. Right here, and right here. Okay. Ah, so fun. Yeah, the warm white, Carol says it pops everything. When you put these little painted, you don't want to ever skip the painted details because that really brings everything together. There's one more spot I think would be great to have dots, and that is on the middle of those X's. I feel like they are just kind of hiding there, and maybe a dot would help. So I'm going to use some carbon black and just add a dot to the middle of my X's on my scarf. Okay, almost makes it look quilted, huh? Okay, that's so fun, and he's going to look really cute with jewels. But we'll go ahead and splatter him and put our chunky snow on, and then I will have to say goodbye because I got to get off. And then tomorrow we'll do our horse, our Nordic horse, to finish off our series. And then we'll go back and add jewels and things to the rest of the design so we can kind of just do a last hurrah for all these designs. Okay? I know, me too, Carol. I love colony blue. I think that's my favorite color. I laugh because I like love everything. So who won? I will pick a winner as soon as I get my splattering done. we'll pick a winner. Okay, so I'm just going to use my warm white as my snow color, and I'm using my denture brush which is, I call it a splatter brush, aka splatter brush. You'll want to add water to your splatter brush and then mix it in with your paint. You can test it on your palette by pulling up on the bristles. You're going to pull up the bristles and just hold your brush vertically. You're about 6 inches away from your piece. If you have too much moisture in your splatter, it's going to come off really big and then globby. If it's not enough moisture, you're going to have very, very small splatter. There's kind of a medium happy spot for getting the splatter, but you can tell when you first get that splatter on there, you can tell, okay, I need to take off some moisture out of my brush, or I need to add moisture. So 6 inches or so, go really slow with your thumb, pulling up on those bristles. And then I like to get in, once I get my initial splatter on, and that's about enough, I'm going to go in and add some chunky splatter. That kind of finishes it off and makes it look really nice. We also need to put highlight dots in the eyes of the polar bear. So I can't forget that. I'm going to do that right now. So don't forget. Don't want to, let's see. I'm going to put them in the 11. Well, they went in the 12, 12 o'clock position. I was thinking 11 o'clock, but it was more like 12, 12 o'clock. He's cute. Okay, we'll go ahead and add some chunkier splatter. I just use my stylus and I go in and I just add larger dots here and there. And if you put them in some of the darker areas, you see them better, and it's more kind of like that contrast, you know, going on. But just put them here and there over your design, and so fun. It will feel like he's in a snowstorm. And then also when you're putting your chunky dots on, you can kind of cluster some of the dots together. I really love how he turned out. I'm very happy with him. Okay. Excuse me. Just enjoy adding those dots. Some are larger, some are smaller. You notice I have to go back and add more paint to my stylus. You have to do it every so often or you won't get a dot. So you got to keep working on that. Adding more paint to the stylus. Let's put some up here. I might put like one on the nose right there. And then maybe a little bit around my snowflake. Let's see, that's a big one. Nope, not that one either. There we go. right there in the ear. Now the beauty is you've added fast drying glaze medium so that you can remove any of these that you don't like. And I did get kind of an extra big one right there and I don't like it. So taking it off. This one too. Don't like that. Okay, so maybe a few more and then I will be done with the splatter. Try that one again. Okay, isn't that fun? Yes, so awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little polar bear. He's making fun. I'm happy. Oh, thank you, Roxanne. Okay, let's choose a winner. All right. Carolise is not going to be here tomorrow. Darn it. Oh, thank you so much. It's been wonderful to me too. Been enjoying everything, every minute with you guys. Okay, let's find a winner for a duster brush. Let's see. Kim Owens. Kim Owens. We got you down for a duster brush. Congratulations, Kim. Congratulations. Well, thank you for joining me. He was super fun. I can't wait to get him glued onto the ornament, see what it looks like. Thank you, Carolee. All right, you guys, have a wonderful evening and enjoy all your Christmas festivities that you're doing. And for any of you that can join me tomorrow, I'll be on again at 3 o'clock. This will be a little extra longer session because we'll be finishing up all our ornaments and then also this Nordic horse that we have. So it'll be kind of the last hurrah. All right. It's been so much fun. Merry Christmas to you all and to all a good night. Ta-ta for now.